Welcome to Tube Talk, where I'll be interviewing either virtually or in person content creators in the hope to learn more about the people that we subscribe to and we follow on YouTube. So my next guest is what we'd probably call an A-grade content creator. He's got 245,000 subscribers. He's a father, he's a husband, he's a carpenter, and he's a crazy fisherman. Meet Gido from Gido's Fishing Adventures. Hey Gido, welcome to Tube Talk.
Yeah.
Lovely to finally meet you after
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, cheers mate. I think I reached out to you probably, I'm going to say 2-3 months ago initially to try and make the moons line up. But
something like that, yeah.
But you're out fishing.
Oh, I'm always out fishing or here, there and everywhere, so yeah. I'm a bit hard to pin down sometimes.
That was the truth. Brother, so thanks to my mate Gabe for meeting here, which is, I know it's in Netherlands, it's a fair way from where you live, it's a fair way from where I live. We were hoping to meet outdoorsy, but there's a cyclone hitting Broome at the moment and it's raining, and so my mate Gabe let us use his office. So thanks for that and enjoy the environment. Thanks, Gabe.
Yeah.
I've got a few questions to try and stimulate some conversation, but if they go off on all different tangents, that's all good.
Yeah.
Also, what I've done, and I hope you don't mind, because of my little YouTube journey, I've interviewed a number of people and I've reached out to them and asked them to send me some questions online. So I've got 4 or 5, I think, questions that we'll look into as we come along, you know, the relevant time in the conversation, and we'll take their questions if that's okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, so first question is, mate, where are you living? Are you living in Perth or are you living down south? Or?
I'm currently living in Perth at the moment. I was living in Albany for about for 12 years or something like that, but then I moved up to Perth 2 years ago for family reasons.
Oh, okay.
So most people probably think I'm still in Albany. And I don't really see the need to do some post or tell everyone, hey everyone, I've moved.
No, okay.
I'll probably be moving back down soon as well, hopefully.
And what's going to draw you back to Albany?
That is a hell of a lot better than living in Perth.
All right.
The fishing, I just want to be outdoors. Yeah, outdoors person.
So mate, it might be a personal question and we can always cut it out if you don't like it, but are you a full-time content creator?
Pretty much full-time. I probably get 95% of my income from YouTube, and then just whenever things are going a bit low, like not earning enough revenue, I jump back onto the tools as a carpenter.
So you're a carpenter by trade?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't lock into any proper work. I just go help out mates. That way I'm flexible, you know, a day here and a day there when I really need it. But other than that, it's pretty much YouTube. Full-time
content. And how long ago did you actually flick the switch to go full-time?
Probably between 2 and 3 years. But
oh, wow.
Because I was self-employed and I was running my own team, actually, I sort of slowly phased one out and into the other. I just sort of started doing a little bit less carpentry and a little bit more YouTube. Fishing. So it wasn't a hard jump. It was a transition where I just sort of did, you know, it was 60-40, then 50-50, and slowly progressed over into just being YouTube.
So is it the life that everyone perceives being a full-time content creator?
Yes and no. Like it is the dream job, but when you say you do a couple of fishing trips and you catch sweet bugger all, it can get a bit frustrating, or you're stuck on the computer for a couple of days just editing, and that can be a drag. But I can't complain, to be honest, even about that stuff, because the rest of the time I'm out camping and fishing, and that is the dream part, definitely. Cool. Yeah.
So, Gido, did you start your YouTube journey as as someone that likes to climb rocks, likes to go fishing, or likes to go on hikes? What started first?
I've always fished a bit growing up as a kid, and then I probably did more hiking initially. I actually walked the Binman track when I was a teenager, the whole thing. I'd done the Western Arthurs and Eastern Arthurs Traverse in Tasmania, so hiking was quite a big part of my background. And then I got into rock climbing when I was 18, and that was my main hobby for a decade. But probably after about 5 years of that, and a lot of the time I'd be climbing on the sea cliffs around Albany, and I was like, I got to chuck a line in and give that a go. And that's when I sort of transitioned into that next stage of fishing off the cliffs down there. Yeah.
Mate, I've seen some of that footage. I mean, like, especially one, and I'll find the clip, where you've actually got some kind of bedding hanging off the side of a cliff, if you know the
probably a portaledge that I put on the side.
So you call it portaledge?
Yeah, it's just like it looks like a frame with just canvas sort of. Yeah. That was a cool experience. That was my first time setting up a portaledge and sleeping on one as well. But I kind of knew what I was doing, you know.
Yeah. So what percentage of places do you fished? So let me say that again. So what percentage of the places that you go fishing at have never been fished at before?
Well, it's hard to know where has and hasn't been fished before, but probably 95% of the spots that I go fishing aren't a known fishing spot. And
almost virginal.
And most of them probably have never been fished, just a few of them. There's a few spots that I fished that I know a few people might hike into here and there, but yeah,
not many.
Not many at all.
The majority, it's greenfield.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
That's what I like. Finding new spots, yeah.
So how did your addiction to fishing from crazy locations develop? When did you actually get hooked on it?
The very first time that I tried it, tried using a rope to access a spot, I hooked a big sambo, and like I was pretty green at rock fishing back then. I didn't really know what I was doing, but that got me hooked on it. I was like, oh, this is good. There's
adrenaline rush.
Yeah, a bit of adrenaline rush. I didn't manage to land it because I wasn't set up for it, but that got me hooked and wanting to keep trying. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so going back to what do you call it? A counterlever? What? Counterlevering thing that the platform? What do you call it?
Portaledge.
A portaledge?
It's called a portaledge, yeah.
So can you recall the sketchiest location that you fished either with or without a portaledge?
Sketchiest spot is probably when I had one of my original videos was me putting a timber platform on the side of a cliff.
Right. And
fishing from that, but I actually fished that spot without a platform first. Just to check it out because it's a big commitment to put a platform in, and I've got some old dodgy footage of it. I think it's in one of my early videos, and I'm literally on the rope on a this sort of angle with like a slight bulge to stand on. I'd haul up a fish and then go back up the rope a little bit more to a crack and a little bit of a ledge. That was probably my sketchiest spot. Yeah, there was nowhere to stand. I was just hanging on a rope casting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you recall any really bad experience that you've had when you're transversing off a cliff fishing or going hiking to a particular location? Any really bad experiences you've had? Dangerous?
Probably my most dangerous one was traversing a section of like chossy limestone stuff without a rope, and that I probably picked a line that was too high.
Without a rope?
There was no way to set a rope there. And I just wanted to get to this section of coast further down, and I thought going down looked too dangerous to me. Once I got down there, I saw it was probably the better option. I picked a slightly higher line going across, and it was just all loose and sketchy but I managed to get through it. And I was like, I'm not doing that again.
But you never got hurt? You never hurt yourself?
Not really. No, I haven't hurt myself. I had slipped once with a rope on and it's caught me. It was like maybe a 1 metre fall or something, but I was like, I try and keep the rope tight always so you're not falling far.
You seem pretty safe. Yeah. Do you have a favourite location? Is it Albany or Esperance?
Probably more around Albany, yeah. I'm pretty secretive about my favourite spots, so yeah.
So you're not going to give them to me?
No, I can't give them to you, but my better fishing spots are closer to Albany than Esperance. But I do have some nice spots in Esperance. Esperance has got so much, it's like endless, and I probably haven't explored it as much as Albany.
Okay.
So it might change one day.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So is there a location where where's your best location where you get your best return on the time spent? Where you catch the most fish?
Yes, definitely a secret spot. Somewhere not far from sort of around Albany, Denmark area.
I was going to say, is it in between Albany or Denmark or Albany and Esperance Way? Albany and Denmark Way?
Yeah.
Note to self. Okay. What's your favourite game fish to catch?
Probably kingies, yellowtail kingfish.
Kingies?
Yeah. GTs are a lot of fun up north, but I haven't really put much time into it and haven't been successful with them. I've caught one or two.
So one of the guys that we're actually going to take a question from actually asked you a question about what your favourite fish is to catch.
Yeah, it would definitely be kingies.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. As far as sports fish, kingies.
Yeah,
for sure.
What's your favourite table fish to eat? Because you catch lots of fish.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, eh? My favourite table fish is probably one that I haven't even cooked up in one of my videos. I reckon it might be a boarfish. I shot one a boarfish.
Boar?
Have you heard of them?
No.
Okay, you don't normally catch them online. Spiros get them a lot. I shot one probably 10 years ago, and that was really good eating. But it's been a long time since I've eaten one, so maybe it's changed. Other than that,
you rave about harlequin.
Harleys are really good. Harley break sea jewfish. I don't know. It would be tricky to pick my favourite between them. I like dewies because you get nice big slabs of fillets off them, you know?
Yeah. And the boarfish, okay. So, it's with full disclosure that I'm a bit of a Gumby fisherman. I'm actually learning the craft now. So, I started the journey along with my mate over there probably 2 years ago. And we've started to learn this craft of fishing, which includes crayfishing, and that's a side issue. But what I've seen is back in the day when I was a whippersnapper, there used to be a hook and bait and sinkers. Now there's all these lures and plastics and all the rest of it, right? So what's your thoughts on the development of plastics, stick baits and all the rest of it? I mean, has it evolved over the last has it gone nuts over the last 3 years or 5 years or 10 years? When did it really go nuts?
I'm not sure when it went nuts, to be honest. I started on bait, and then after I'd caught a fair few good things on bait, I was like, well, I'm going to get into these soft plastics and see what I can catch on them. It probably did become quite popular around then, so probably around the 5 year mark, I guess.
So 5 years ago we sort of saw an
but
escalation.
I don't know if I'm the right person to ask that as well, because I feel like I haven't been in the fishing game for long enough to have a good overview of when it really did become popular.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your best plastic? There's more secrets. Best plastics from when you're fishing from the rocks, what's your go-to plastic?
It's probably normally like a 6-inch Z-Man jerk shad coconut ice, but I mix it up. If I'm not catching on that, I'll chuck on something with a paddle tail instead. I also really like, what's it called? I forgot what it's called. Razor edge lures, that's it. Razor edge lures have got this little crayfish looking thing, which I throw on the light outfit. I think it's called a Bruce. I don't know why it's called a Bruce, but it looks like a little crayfish.
They call him Bruce.
And that does well as well. I've caught a fair few good fish on that too.
Okay.
So.
Okay, and I'll put some links on those products that you've suggested on the bottom. What about the best plastics on the beach to catch flathead and or tailor? I know they're two different fish, so maybe it's two different types of plastics.
I don't know how plastics would go with tailor. I reckon they'll just get destroyed. I'm sure probably a jerk shad again, which is more of a fast retrieve style, would probably work well on tailor. But I haven't tried plastics for tailor myself. So
flatties?
Flatties, I like a paddle tail or the little Bruce thing. I've caught a couple of flatties on that as well. Something that you can work a bit slower, I reckon.
Okay.
And I just hop them across the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, with some good pauses in between. That's my technique.
So I think I saw you went fishing for some flathead with your daughter 6 months ago. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Did you catch any really big flathead? No. It was more about entertaining.
I think we got one that was probably 35, 40 or something.
I think it was more about entertaining the daughter, I think.
Yeah, she wanted to catch flathead, so...
Yeah, she wanted to control the camera, just saying.
She did, she was really good on it, yeah. I did have to cut out a few bits here and there because it was waving around a bit too much, but she did well. Yeah, she enjoyed it, yeah.
Do you intend to go fishing in any other countries?
Yeah, I have never been out of Australia, but I've literally just... Ever.
Bali?
No. I haven't had a passport. I've got a passport in the mail right now, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you intend to take Gido's fishing adventures? Like, how far is this thing going to go, mate?
Who knows?
You got no idea?
No idea. I've got the passport because I do want to go to, say, New Zealand, probably Fiji or Vanuatu, maybe Japan. Who knows? Endless options, really. I just need to make sure that the videos make enough money to pay for my plane tickets. Because if you come out just even, well, you're not paying the bills. You got to make some money. So.
Do you have? And again, another personal question, and I don't mind. I've got thick skin.
Yeah.
Do you have Patreons?
I did, but I decided to can it actually. Yeah. I did start Patreon. People suggested I did, but I just found it pain. It's just another medium that you're having to try and deliver on. And I was just like, I don't want to ask. I don't like people just giving me money
to go and have fun.
Well, to go and have fun.
I find it difficult to understand
It's kind of like, it didn't feel natural for me. People told me to do it, but then after I did it, I had a few people being like, well, what's our benefits? And I'm like, I don't really want to have Patreon and have to, put myself out there in another way or add something else on top. I just want to go and make videos, and if you guys enjoy it, watch it, and that's enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. So, Gido, as I mentioned before, I've reached out to a number of the guys that I've interviewed already or spoken to, and I've actually let them know that I'm actually interviewing you today, getting to know you, having a chat. And more than one of them actually said to me, "Oh, that's okay. So can you answer him this question?"
Yeah.
So 5 of them have sent through some questions. So it's okay if I ask you these questions and then we'll talk to the camera with the answers. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
All right. So this first guy's name's Simon. He's from Adelaide. In fact, Simon was the guy that actually put me onto you to watch on YouTube.
Cheers, Simon.
Cheers, Simon. Cheers, Simon. His question is.
Hi, Gido, I hope you're well. I've seen some of your videos and I just can't believe the extent you go to catch fish. I'm a fanatic, but nowhere near the extreme measures you go to. Mate, quick question, what's your secret sauce? You keep going on about it, but no one really knows what it is. What is it, mate?
My secret sauce. I think I mentioned secret sauce once or twice in a few videos that I chuck on my wraps. It's not really that big a secret. I could play it out as a secret, but
you can brand it.
Normally, well, I could brand it. I'll just have to bottle something from Woolies and put my name on it and sell it again, eh? Normally it's chippy. Sometimes it changes. It depends on what I feel like. Lately it's been chippy. Used to just be mayo or maybe something that Dane brings along. He's like, I've got this thing from the shops and it's some spicy mayo, spicy sriracha, and we'll chuck it on. Like, it does change here and there.
But secret.
But it's always a secret.
It's always a secret. There you go, Simon. So the next question comes from a guy called Reese.
Yep.
I interviewed Reese about a month ago, him and his wife Sarah, and they're from While We're Young. Okay, question is?
Hey Gido, Reese from While We're Young, mate. Love your videos. My question to you is, what's your PB Kingy off the rocks, buddy?
Okay.
Cheers.
PB Kingy off the rocks is, I think it was 13 kilos and 1.2 metres. I don't actually have a video of it. I just went out and threw a stick bait at a spot near Albany. Caught it without a camera, took a few photos. I think they went up on Facebook and that's it. It was probably 5-6 years ago. And then the next day I actually went back to the same spot and caught another one, almost identical size. That one got released, so there was no weight or measurement. And then I tried for a hat trick, and the third day I had kingies show up at the same spot at the same time, but I didn't manage to hook one. But yeah, 1.2 metres and about 13-14 kilo.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go, Reese.
Yeah.
Next question comes from a guy called Jed and his partner Kelly. They're from Old Mate Adventures. And Jed's question is?
Hey Gido, it's Jed, mate, from Old Mate Adventures. Long time follower and a bit of a fan of your work. And one question I've got for you is, where in the world would you like to land-based fish from that you haven't been to yet?
Good question.
Oh, Jed. All right. So I have probably a bit of a list of this one. I'd like to go to Tasmania and fish off the cliffs for tuna. I'd like to go to New Zealand and catch some bigger kingies. I'd love to go, say, Vanuatu or Fiji and land base somewhere there and try to get a doggy, or at least, you know, a couple more tropical species.
What's a doggy?
Dogtooth tuna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Note to self.
I was thinking something.
Yeah. We'll keep it G-rated, eh? Yeah, that's probably the immediate list, but I've got a huge list of places, or a huge idea of places in my mind, but probably first up I reckon will be NZ or somewhere like that, yeah.
So just as an FYI, Gido was sharing with me that his passport's in the mail, and we can look forward to Gido's fishing adventures going offshore very soon. Watch this space, hey?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, probably by the end of the year I might do my first trip or something.
Cool. So the next question comes from Caden from Hunters and Drifters. Now I met this guy in Onslow 4 years ago. Bumped into him again at the caravan or four-wheel drive and camping show. I'm actually meeting him face to face, him and his partner, in I think it's 2 weeks. And his question is,
Gido legend, Caden here from Hunters and Drifters, mate. Quick question for you. What is your favourite fish to target off the rocks and why? Cheers.
Probably kingies, I reckon, just as a sports fish. They're a lot of fun to target off the rocks. Other than that, maybe jewfish, if they are decent size, are good to target off the rocks, or good fun to target off the rocks. But for the sport, kingies for sure.
Kingies?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gidos. I'll see you in a couple of weeks, brother. Okay, so the next question, the next question comes from my very first Tube Talk face-to-face interview, Pete from Western Australian Camping Adventures, and Pete's question is,
Gido, mate. Pete from WA Camping Adventures. Dude, I haven't even got a fishing question, I'll be honest, because I'm a lost cause myself. I just want to know how you started your YouTube channel. What made you want to start one? Keep smashing it, dude. You're killing it.
Pete, so I started YouTube almost by an accident, really. I would go fishing off the cliffs, take a GoPro with me just to get a bit of footage, show the family or show my wife, because she wanted to see what I was getting up to, because she knew I was a little bit crazy. And one day I fished off the side of a cliff on a little timber platform, and some guys went past in a boat and took photos of me, so I yelled at them, "Oh, hey, send us a photo," and exchanged phone numbers and whatnot. When I top out and get reception, they tell me, "Oh, I hope you don't mind, we put it up on Facebook," and it's gone viral. And I wasn't even on Facebook back then. I was just minding my own business.
wow.
Yeah, no social media at all. But I got home and I went on my wife's Facebook and had a look, and then I was like, oh, there could be something in this. So I got Facebook and I eventually started a little page, and then some of the footage that I collected, I made a YouTube video because I could see people were interested, and it just grew from there, really. Just I started filming a bit more purposefully for YouTube, and here we are today. Yeah.
And what year did you start that?
Probably 5 years ago, I'd say.
So you've only started. So you got 240,000 subscribers. Have I got that right?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
And do you have access, or do you know, out of your 240,000 subscribers, how broad does it go? Do you know what?
Oh, it's worldwide.
It's worldwide.
Yeah,
You've got subscribers. Wow.
I haven't looked at my analytics for where they are super recently, but I know there's a large amount in America. I get comments in different languages that I have to translate if I can be bothered to go through and translate them. All over the place. I get people from Spain and Mexico, and I don't know. I would be rambling countries, but any country in the world, they probably have a few people that would have seen my stuff.
Wow. So there you go, Pete. Another good YouTube success story, and thanks for the question, brother.
Cheers.
All right, so just to get to know a bit more about Gido. So Gido, I know you've got one daughter because I saw her on a clip, being the movie star and the expert camera person.
Yeah.
So, are you married? Have you got how many kids you got? Are you married or?
Yeah, I'm married with 2 kids.
Yeah.
A daughter that is 10 and a son that is 8.
Okay.
Yeah, Sailor and Oliver.
Love the names.
Yeah,
Love the name. And does Oliver like to go fishing with you?
he does. Yeah, I took him out. He's in one of my videos as well. I took him on a kayak, and he caught a big nanny guy. I don't know if you know what that is. Or you probably.
Is that the red fish with a big eye?
Yeah, big eye. Yeah, bit
Really
of
hard
a deep
to
sea
catch.
fish. Yeah, well, more of a deep sea fish. Yeah, probably hard to catch off of Perth.
Yeah.
But down south they're a bit more common. But yeah, we had a wave hit us, and I broke the side of the kayak as well, which I think poor kid got a little bit put off of it. But he's got a collection of lures. He likes to go to the tackle shop and pick out like octopus lures and weird ones. And he wants to go fishing, but he's like, can we go on the inlet? I'm like, mate, you're not going to catch anything in the inlet on that. We've got to go out in the ocean. So he's coming around to it. I think I scared him a little bit on the first one. I'll take him somewhere a bit more sensible next time.
That'll do it. An 8-year-old taking it in the middle of the ocean, and that'll do it.
Yeah.
What about the wife? Does she enjoy going these adventures? Was she a hiker or is she a hiker?
She doesn't mind hiking. Funny story is when we first got married and that, she said, I don't mind hiking as long as the view is really good.
When you get there?
For the whole walk. So I took her on the Stirling Ridge walk, which is probably one of the hardest walks in WA, but it's got the best views.
There you go.
It was a half success, half failure. We sort of bailed off the side because we were taking a bit too long. But she loves the camping and the fishing and being outdoors as well. Yeah. She's done a bit of rock climbing too.
Okay. And how long have you guys been together?
13, coming up 14 years now.
All right, so you must be in your early 30s, late 20s?
No, mid-30s.
Mid-30s?
I turned 35 this year.
All right, so you've actually broken my run. Because the other 5 couples I've actually interviewed, or 5 people, they're all childhood sweethearts.
Yeah.
So, thanks for that.
No worries.
Gido, so good to meet you, mate.
Yeah, you
Thank
too.
you so much. Continue to watch. You guys continue to watch, like, share, and all the rest of it. If you can think of anybody else you'd like me to reach out to, please send me a message. Okay, thank you. Bye for now. Quite possibly, an overused word is crazy. Fair to say that Gido has done some crazy things and fishes in some crazy places. Take it from a Gumby fisherman, I sure as hell learn a lot. Enjoyed the talk, enjoyed getting to know him. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell. Hooroo for now.